Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be continuing our looks at the Marvel Legends Strange Tales wave with the Prince of Darkness himself, who is no longer a prince but a lord, and that is of course going to be none other than Lord Vlad Dracula, which was by the fine folks over at Hasbro, of course. And spoiler alert, before I get too far ahead of myself here, this is by far my favorite figure in the wave, hands down. This figure kicks ass. So with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look, see at all Vlad Dracula has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a pair of fist hands, which I had to be careful. I was getting ready to do these reviews because both Dracula and Wolverine have very, very, very similar hand sculpts. I think this guy's might be slightly different, ever so slightly. The only way I was able to tell them apart were the silver studs on Wolverine's knuckles. Helverine, I mean. Wouldn't be a Strange Tales version of the character if he was just normal now, would it? That said, we also have an alt head. This is his I smelled someone's fart and I am not happy about it head. It has a kind of messed up, windswept kind of ponytail, which you can pop out. Not easily, mind you, but it can be done. So there you go. He's got his crazy Shiva Vishnu style gauges in his ears, which is something I never noticed about this version of the character, but there is that. Then, last but not least, he comes with his very own unique sword. Kind of reminds me of the Mythic Legion swords. It's got a little hook here. I don't think there's anywhere on the figure to hook it to, though, because I'd like to store this on the figure and maybe just give him the fist hands, but it is what it is. It's a very nice sword. It's not gummy or anything, so it's not going to warp or anything like that over time. So I like it. I dig it. I think that's enough. If anything, maybe he could have had another grip hand and another kind of claw hand, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. So taking a closer look at the Lord of Darkness, since he is no longer a prince. On top of the fact that he comes with the very stoic and stern face, he's got the mother-frickin' scrape and lick head. Hell yes! I am very happy about that. So he can scrape and lick. So yeah, very, very cool there. I decided to put the relaxed ponytail on this head. This head, ponytails are a lot easier to pop out, as you can see. Definitely not as hard as that other head, but also still kind of tricky to get back in there. But they do go in, and they don't feel like they're going to break. Maybe put a little bit of soap in there, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. The peg's pretty short and kind of fat. That's what she said. So you shouldn't have too much trouble there. But as far as Vlad Dracula's articulation goes, of course you can tell the ponytail does rotate. His head is on a double ball peg though. So looking down, he can go about that far. Going up, he can look about that far. You can tilt side to side and rotate. Just makes me sad. They did a really good double ball peg on the movie Carnage, but not unlike anyone else that's ever gotten a double ball peg. It's crazy. His cape is pegged in and glued to the front. I imagine it's part of the chest piece, but don't quote me on that. But it is, you could heat it up and flex it out of your way so you can get to the shoulders. The shoulders will rotate forward and back. They will hinge up pretty far before the cape starts to become a problem. He doesn't have a pauldron or anything in there to really hinder stuff, though I feel like he probably should. I don't know. I feel like this version of Dracula needs some pauldrons. He does have a bicep twist and a single elbow of all things, but you do get more than 90 out of it. It doesn't look too bad, so that's cool. You get a gauntlet twist, which is something we don't see very often. And then on top of all that, he has a hinge in the wrist with the appropriate hinge for holding weapons. And of course you get the rotation on top of that. So very good wrist articulation. I dig that quite a bit. He can hold his sword appropriately. And that's all I want from my sword wielding badasses, okay? I want to hold their stuff correctly. That said, we do have a diaphragm joint which leans about that far forward and about this far back, so not a ton there. He does have rotation, he does have a little bit of tilt, and that's all you're going to get. He doesn't have anything in the waist, doesn't have any kind of ab crunch or anything down here. It kind of feels like there is a cut for a waist twist. There is nothing down there, so don't crank on that. You could tear him in half. Hashtag don't break your toys. That said, as far as the hips go, they will kick forward, back down. He does not appear to have drop downs, but he can do the perfect split, so that's cool. He's got a thigh cut, a little gummy there, a little bit, but not too bad. Then he's got a double knee. Mind the spikes, they are very sharp. And then he does have a ball hinge in the foot, so they will rotate, they will hinge back, forth, and then he does have an ankle rocker there. So, very, very cool figure. I think I heard in one of X-Mani 87's videos they could recycle some of this guy to make the character known as Penance. And as a avid player of Ultimate Alliance back in the day, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 specifically, I would very much like to see a Penance figure utilizing some of the parts from this Vlad Dracula here. That would definitely be a contender for Marvel Legend of the Year for sure, just like this guy is, because again, spoiler alert, my favorite figure of the wave. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Lord Vlad Dracula alongside a couple other characters from the Strange Tales wave, starting off with the only other vampire character we got in this wave, Bloodstorm. That said, I would like to see Baron Blood. He's kind of a Spider-Man looking vampire guy. That'd be pretty cool. And we also have another cape-wearing character from this wave, Mr. Moon Knight. Potentially the best Moon Knight we've gotten in Legends. We'll find out more about that tomorrow, though. Getting the two of them out of the way here. You can see that Vlad is also very tall in comparison to the other characters in this wave, which I like. I think he should be. Gives him a presence, a commanding presence. But bringing in our two regulars, we have the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith. Not saying this guy would work in a Mythic Legion's display due to his quote-unquote lack of details, but not saying he wouldn't either. We also have the infamous 11 Spawn. Truth be told, I don't know if Spawn ever fought Dracula, but despite his height advantage in terms of other Marvel Legends, good old Al Simmons still towers over everyone. That said, to his credit, Vlad Dracula here, Lord Vlad Dracula, excuse me, gotta remember that title there. I think he could be a card-carrying member of the Men in Red and Black Club. What say you? I say yes. So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and if you haven't figured out what my favorite figure from this Marvel Legends Strange Tales wave is, and been paying attention to the video you are currently watching, because let me tell you what, folks, it's this guy right here. I freaking love this Dracula figure. He is definitely going to be on my top 10 Marvel Legends of the year if I choose to do that video. Debating. But yeah, I think the fine folks over at Hasbro definitely delivered a kick-ass modern, quote-unquote, modern version of Lord Vlad Dracula from the Marvel Universe here. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.